My name's Gordon Rusden. I live in Ungarra, 50k from Tumby Bay and 100k from Port Lincoln. I reckon I met Viv in 1965. I went to Adelaide on a business adventure and met her there, and we've stuck pretty well ever since. My wife Viv was diagnosed with cancer in 2012, and since then our priorities have totally altered. We've got a big program of looking after, being carer and changing the routine of the day. The challenges we face include main job going from farming to being minder. It's a huge job. The hardest thing is probably divorcing yourself from all the programs you've got going yourself. You have to abort them and change tack completely. The carer's job is to look after the patient totally. It involves all sorts of looking after, from very mundane things like helping her get dressed to all the going to Adelaide and doctoring and running about, to do the breakfast and clean the dishes and do the housework and do all the things that you're not familiar with doing at all as best you can, because the patient isn't going to be able to do them. We from the farm think that we can look after children and grandchildren and so on. However, the emphasis diverts to the sick straight away. We've got less income and more expenditure. There's a lot of running around involved in the seeking medical treatment in the country. My advice to people would be to marshal their allies, get their kids on board, get anyone that can give them a hand on board, because it is a huge job. You need backup. The way I look after myself is to keep my projects just moving along. Just do a bit of machinery repair or a bit of farm work to take my mind off the main game. For the carer to look after themselves, they've got to understand that the patient doesn't need minding all the time. The patient needs incentive to do things for themselves, which is a bit hard because they're definitely not well, but that helps both sides, the carer and the patient. She's got lots of broad interests, and to get them activated, she forgets about them, but she can do it. She does mosaic now. She goes to bowls occasionally. To get her to do activities that are in her line of expertise and stuff she likes. If she likes doing it, there's a fair chance she'll give it a crack. And to get them to do stuff like that is absolutely vital. They don't need to stay home all the time. I care for Viv because that's a primary job. The work and the hobbies and everything else are a means to an end, and the end is the essence of good relationships of families. And we would care for her the same as we'd care for anyone else in the family. We'd look after them as best we could, yeah.